Hi guys, and welcome back to Reads Readers with your host, Clinton Reed. And as you can see by the title, I'm bringing you my TBR for the readathon I'm hosting with Completely Melanie. The Spring into Readingathon 2019. Hashtag Spring into Readingathon 2019. And I'm just going to go through the challenges. I'm going to do them a little differently. I'm going to start with a group read and stuff like that and go. I know I put them in a different order, but I'm my channel. I get to make the rules. Deal with it. I will link Completely Melanie down below. And this readathon, our readathon is going to be this is going to be during March 18th to March 24th with a live show at 7 p.m. my time, which I do believe is Central, and 8 p.m. Eastern her time. I think it's Eastern her time. On Completely Melanie's channel to discuss the group read and to see how everyone's going with Spring into Readingathon. And if you like this, if there's any challenges you would love to change, anything you would like to add for next year and stuff like that. So because this is our first time hosting Spring into Readingathon, we're going to take your guys' advice into account. And I don't know why I just did that. I am so gay. Let's just get into what I'm going to be reading because I am been dying for this readathon ever since we did fall into Readingathon. And then when we finally selected the group read, I've been so excited to reread a couple of books for this. And like, get into it! Okay. For Women's March, which is our group read, I am doing the group read of How to Hang a Witch by Adriana Mather. Which I really hope you guys join us in on this because Adriana is such a sweetheart and she has been so supportive of this readathon. She is so excited for this readathon, just like us. And just this book actually has changed my life in more than one way. Which, when we get closer to the readathon and after I reread it and stuff like that, I will be doing a full discussion video on what these books mean to me and how much they've changed my life and stuff like that. But yes, I'm going to be reading How to Hang a Witch, which is about a girl named Samantha Mather, who is a descendant of Cotton Mather, the guy who kind of started the Salem witch trials. So, you know, her moving back to Salem is not going to be the best thing in the world. Well, when she moves back to Salem, because her dad's got... Wow, I need to slow down. Hold on. With her dad being in the hospital, her and her stepmother have to move back to Salem into her grandmother's house because they can't afford anywhere else, and this house is just sitting there. So, the minute she moves back into town, people start dying. So she has to team up with the descendants of the witches to try to solve what's going on in this town. And the twists and turns and the ghosts, oh, Elijah, are, this book is just, I hope you guys join us. The best way I could explain this book without any more details is Salem Witch Trials meets the movie Mean Girls. Come on now. Duh. Get into it. Hello. And because I'm rereading How to Hang a Witch, I moved on to New Growth, which is to read a book with green on the cover. Ooh, I forgot to open that up. Cool. Just to read green on the cover, and I'm going to be rereading Haunting the Deep, which is the sequel to How to Hang a Witch, which basically just brings in Titanic for even more ghostly fun. Hope you guys check it out, too. So much Salemness this month, which I'm also going to Salem at the end of the month to meet up with Adriana for her latest book, Killing November. So, wait for that vlog. Then then I'm gonna jump back to challenge number one for spring cleaning is to read a book that has been collecting dust on your shelf. And I actually looked at my shelves, and one of the books that I've been dying to read the most, but I've had on my shelf for like going on 5, 6 years now, and I still haven't read. And that is Witches of East End by Melissa De La Cruz. So I'm gonna push myself to read this so I can finally see if I want to continue on with the series because I got all other 4 books. So the 2 other books in this series and then the spin-off series with one of the characters' kids. But this is about the Beaucamp women, Joanna and her daughters Freya and Ingrid. And don't want to give much away because I don't really remember a lot of the TV show. But I know I love the TV show and I've been dying to read the book. And I just thought, why not? Let's get into it. Next is spring break. Read a book that has travel or vacation in it. I took this a completely different way than I think most people are going to interpret this. I chose to read, I'm going to be reading Saga Volume 3, which this is all about their journey through space, running away from people that are trying to kill them, the bounty hunters and everything, and it's all about traveling to different things. And I figured this was the perfect book for travel. Why not? Because they're running from the law. They're running from their planet and their moon. Why not? Next is Flowers Are Blooming. And I don't know when these are getting posted in what order, but if you saw my Readingathon, you notice there's going to be a trend. I'm going to be reading P.S. I Love You by Jenny Han. And on her shirt, there's flowers. So it counts. This follows Laura Jean. I'm not going to say much because it's a sequel, but the first one was where she wrote a bunch of letters to different guys and blah, blah, blah. And I think everyone knows what these books are about. I have not continued on with this series, and I'm like, why not? I'm going to do it now. And if I can read another book, because if not, this one will count for the next challenge too. So I'm not going to be too worried. But love is in the air. Read a book with romance in it. And if romance isn't your thing, read a book with friendship. But I'm going to be reading Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid, which I have 5-starred every Taylor Jenkins Reid book that I've read so far. That makes me sound like I've read a lot. I've only read 2. And if I can't get to this one, I have the audiobook to her 52-page ebook, which is like an hour-long audiobook, and I have the ebook, so I get to decide which way I want to do it. But I want to read a Taylor Jenkins Reid for this, and this is the only other physical one I have. And I'm really not going to tell you, because I want to go into Taylor Jenkins Reid a little blind. I know this one's about what happens if she goes this way or this way, and you get to see both paths. So, I'm super excited. Now, those are the books I'm going to be reading for this lovely readathon. I hope you guys join us to read some amazing books that just bring you into spring, that are women empowerment. I think almost everything of all the books that I'm reading have a really strong female in the lead, and that's kind of what I wanted to go for. Because it's Women's History Month. It's Women's Pride Month. It's Women's everything. We should be celebrating the strong women in our lives. And I feel like that's what this is going to do. And that's why we chose Heading Witch, because Samantha Mather is such a strong female. Strong independence and strong everything. And I hope, and the book also brings in The Descendants, which also shows some strong female characters. And I really hope if you guys can at least join us for the group read, you won't be sorry. So, I think that's all the books I'm going to be reading for this. I will link my co-host down below. and the dates, the challenges, and everything down below. And I hope you guys join us on the 22nd on her channel. And I hope you guys love this readathon because me and Mel, like, all we want to do is share our love of reading with you guys because it's all that matters in the world. So I will check with you guys later. And remember, kids, reading is what? Fundamental. Until next time, bye.